It's a melodrama, right? So there's an evil villain who's trying to get all of the money out of, and also force one of the young women to marry her, but meanwhile her fiancé has escaped from prison in Australia with the help of the Shaughraun, who's the sort of tramp star of the play. And he helps set in motion all sorts of resistances that end up culminating in unearthing the villain. And of course, when the villain gets unearthed, then the Shaughraun can possibly marry his love. The English officer and the Irish girl can get married, and then the aforementioned fiancée and her lost prisoner partner can get together. So there's a kind of three-wedding thing at the end of the play as well. But it's also about Irish versus English in the 19th century.
So I play Claire Folliot in the Shaughraun, who is the sister of the Fenian, the accused Fenian person who at the very start of the play. We started rehearsing the very first week of school, so the very first week of September, we all came together and we auditioned for the show. So that was a couple days, and then once we all got our parts for production and also cast as well, then we just basically started immediately. Like we didn't really get much of a break. It was kind of the second week of September, we all started rehearsing and putting together the shows, all of the different departments for the show, so like sets and costumes and all that started working immediately. And then we always start with like table work when we're doing a show, so we all sat down and we go through the script, figuring out like what our intentions in the show are, what we're trying to portray to the audience. And then from there we get up on our feet and we start like blocking and just working how we're gonna move around the stage. And then it just kind of all comes together, but it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of hard work from different individuals and different departments. Like I know I'm part of costumes, and there was a lot of costumes that we had just had in stock that we could just pull from previous shows, but there was quite a few pieces that we had to actually make, so we had to start from scratch, and that has been a lot of work, and we've put a lot of hours into that. But I think the costumes are amazing, and I think they're going to look really good on stage.
I have the pleasure of playing Robert Folliot, who was accused and wrongfully transported for being a Fenian prisoner. I've put in so much work, especially for having to do an Irish accent. I've tried to, make sure that I kind of have an Irish accent when saying my lines, and also just trying to develop the kind of emotion I think Robert has. I'm trying to make sure like I match up with his emotions and not just what I want to do, but like what I think his emotions are, and just trying to bring that out and make sure like the audience also feels that the same way I feel it. And also in crew, I had the opportunity of being the publicist for the show, spreading out words to everyone to come see the show, and I also worked on lights as well, and yeah.
I play the role of Con, who is the Shaughraun, the title of the play, and he's a silly guy. He's I don't know, he's a good guy though. I don't know, a good guy. He's always willing to help out, lend a helping hand. So the rehearsal process for this, it's probably the most I've ever been involved in something like this, but it's been really rewarding, I feel. I feel like every time we get at it, it becomes even better than it was before. And for my character at least, he's very fun to play. He has a lot of fun moments with a lot of people in the cast, so I get to be able to interact with many people, and that's always more fun too, and yeah.
So I am the lighting designer of the Shaughraun, and I've also just helped out within like the crew mindset with like some of the set and stuff. So as the lighting designer, I've essentially been thinking about the play and thinking about the setting and each of the scenes and stuff, and I've been trying to figure out how to light them all. So basically what kind of vibes, what kind of themes they're trying to go for. So like all of the lights you see above, that's essentially my work. It's just trying to set the theme, how each of the scenes feel, yeah.
So I'm head of props, and so basically everything that is not a costume or a set piece is my responsibility. I'm in charge of not only making things, but I also have a team of people that are helping me, and I'm in charge of organizing and managing the team, as well as all of the detail work, and anything that the actors hold, as well as things like curtains or barrels, basically anything that people aren't wearing and isn't nailed to the floor is my responsibility. What I like about props is it's a ton of different types of work. And so sort of the main project is I had to build this crazy 5-foot tall barrel. So a lot of woodworking and a lot of painting for that project. Shane, one of the faculty advisors, came up with the design, but in terms of all of the cuts and all of attaching everything together, that would have been me. But then I also had to build a sheath or rather a holster for one of the guns. I had to make the curtains. I had to make a tar barrel with driftwood. And so rather than sort of set is sort of one big project, this was 1,000 tiny projects, rifling through the props room or trying to go to thrift stores to find that one perfect cup.
Well, let me add a little more about context that's kind of interesting for the play is that Boucicault manages to make the Irish character a hero and also an Irish character who's a poacher, for which he would get imprisoned and sent to Australia for his crimes, and also who releases a Fenian prisoner. And the greater context in English at the time, and it's mentioned in the play, is that for the first time the Fenian Brotherhood, who are the precursors of the IRA, have taken the battle to English soil, and even the events at Clerkenwell and the police officers getting attacked. In England, quite recently, there had been bombing and police officers killed, and yet Boucicault is able to make this play, which celebrates the Irish and the Fenians, and make it popular in England. So it's a kind of fascinating thing he's able to do in a popular media. So there's an interesting context around that. I mean, what Boucicault did is he took the figure of the stage Irishman, who was always always seen as a fool and an idiot and the butt of all the jokes, and made him the instigator of all the jokes and the sort of winner. Before this, there were plays where the stage Irish characters would have names like Captain Dennis Blunder O'Whack or Captain Trigger, Lucius Trigger, that sort of thing. The Irish were fighters and dumb, basically. But not anymore. Boucicault makes them smart and outwitting everybody at a time when there was a great deal of contention between Ireland and England, which of course has been going on for some time.
I think I want the audience to just kind of leave with a smile. I think this whole thing, there's moments of drama within the play, but I think I want them to just leave knowing, like, just with a smile on their face, having fun. And there's also the kind of love story, especially with my character, and another one, and my love interest in the show. There's definitely this kind of Irish versus English thing, and they kind of have to overcome that, and they have to know that the love that they have for each other maybe supersides that, and it's gonna be able to get through that no matter what. Yeah.
It's from November 26th to 29th, so that's a Wednesday through a Saturday, and each night it's at 7 o'clock. There's also a matinee at 2 o'clock on Saturday the 29th, so that's 5 shows in total. I believe the tickets are $10 plus fees, and you can get it through Eventbrite. I know there's a button on the Department of English Theatre, Film and Media webpage, but also we've got links to that on Instagram accounts and other places as well, and Eventbrite will have it listed.
They will have moments of laughter, moments to boo and hiss at the villain, and also some surprise that we have on the set that we're using for the show. I think the audience will be so surprised at everything and all the work that we have put together. So come see them. I just want them to grab their tickets and come see the show.
Hey, if you're looking for a good laugh, if you want to see some funny moments, if, you know, just some heartwarming ones too, if you want to see like 3 different love stories, just come and enjoy, you know. It's a good time, good evening activity, you know, to see a play and just to expose yourself to different different cultures, different, you know, histories and all that, yeah.
It'll just be a great time, a good evening to go out with friends and family and enjoy it.
Coming to the show is just like, it can just be a nice little break from life, and you're just at 2 hours where you're just kind of sitting there and you're laughing along and you're just enjoying it. So yeah, I think people should definitely come see our show just to like relax a little bit and take their mind off of everything.